Yeah.
They're on.
All right, I'd like to go ahead and open up the Tuesday, December 5th, 2023 Warrenton Board of Alderman meeting. If you would, please rise for Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next, we have the introduction of new employees.
Good evening. First will be Police Officer Robert Camp, who started with us on November 20th. Next, we have Police Records Clerk Lisa Schoenholtz, who started with us on the 28th. Police Officer Patrick Chase, who started with us on the 21st. Police Officer Christopher Clark, who started with us on the 6th. Officer Alexander Scrivener, who started with us on the 5th. And Caleb Grimes, who started with us on the 4th.
Welcome. Out of all those, there's only one returning, is that right? The rest are new?
Correct.
Welcome aboard and welcome back.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Stay safe out there, gentlemen, and thank you. Thank you.
Stay safe in there.
Yeah, you're probably allowing the chief to wipe his brow from the sweaty. We was doing there for a little bit with 8 spots. It's a lot of relief. Probably feels good.
That's a lot of work to get that many processed also. So.
I'm sure.
Awesome. Great.
All right, consent agenda.
We have the regular meeting minutes from November 21st, 2023.
And I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda items as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Porter, second by Alderman Schultz. Roll call vote.
Alderman Miller?
Yes.
Alderman Schultz?
Yes.
Alderman Crump is absent. Alderman Quarter?
Yes.
Alderman Cullum?
Yes.
Alderman Romaker?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0 with 1 absent. Next we'll have public comments. If you'd like to speak to us, we'll ask you to come to the podium. We'll give you 5 minutes to speak. All right, not seeing anybody, we'll move on. Next will be Board of Alderman comments.
I would like to say thank you to EMS and fire and all the volunteers that came out to help Mark Graves last week for Wreaths Across America. It was greatly appreciated. And the ceremony, as you know, is December 16th. And the wreaths will be arriving December 9th. So there's more opportunity to help if anybody is interested. Thank you.
So December 9th, can you give us just a little bit more details, or I can help you with it if you need?
So the Wreaths Across America truck is in Maine right now as we speak, loading up the city of Warrenton, Holy Rosary, and Lipstadt cemeteries will get roughly 700 wreaths. They arrive on a semi-truck on Saturday, the 9th. And we don't have a definite time, but probably sometime mid-morning. And we will proceed from the rest area at Wright City. They'll be escorted into Holy Rosary, the parish center. We'll unload the wreaths there, and all 700, and then we'll store them for a week.
Just checking, John, is there any way we could put that on the website when we do get a time? I'm sure we can find it out. Can we post that? So that way, if anybody does, I know in the past, we've probably had one of the larger trains, or whatever you want to say, or groups to follow the truck in, which was impressive, and I think it impressed Wreaths of America, to be honest.
And people are encouraged to come out and cheer the truck on. And sometimes the truck is marked. It's marked somehow as a Wreaths Across America truck. They do have trucks that are in full wrap. I don't think that we got one of those this year.
So I think it was last year or the year before, wasn't there a big wreath on the front of the
Right.
truck, zip tied, which was a good indicator of what it was. But I do know, speaking to the representative, and we'll leave them unnamed for right now, but they were very adamant about how much Reeds of America was impressed by the outcome here in Warrenton and Warren County area of how many people followed along to just welcome them, so.
And Alderman Corder's wife is coordinating Lipstadt this year, and Rock Church Cemetery will be honored next year as well.
You get an updated time, can you pass that along? And we'll be sure and get it on
Yeah,
our website.
my
and
wife will get a
Facebook.
time probably 24 to 48 hours in advance. That's about all the notice they can give because it's a trucking industry.
All right. Any other comments?
I'd like to thank John and his team of employees that jumped on the water problem we had Saturday and Sunday. They done a yeoman's job.
I'm gonna pass that right along to Guy and his team. I was on the phone with them, but Guy and his team took care of that.
Hi, Guy. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay,
I turned them up.
okay.
Anybody else? All right, I'd like to say thank you to everybody that participated in the parade. I thought it was a pretty good turnout, both Truesdale and Warrenton, and I think it was well attended as far as what I could see from the float. So I'm glad that we had those down there and for the Downtown Association. Haven't heard anything about Santa or anything else. So was that a good success? Did anybody hear? Anybody? Okay. That's all I got to say. Next, we'll, yeah, I guess, John, are you in a place of brandy?
Yeah, I'm taking the place of Brandy tonight.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm just talking. I'm not taking her place. I'm just talking. So don't ask too many questions.
Go ahead, John.
First item I have for tonight is the tourism recommendations. They met on the 28th and recommended approval of payment to the Tribute to Veterans Memorial in an amount of $4,933.93 for maintenance and utilities at the site. This is a budgeted item.
They have very much improved a lot of things in that area, so happy to see that. I'll entertain a motion to approve the tourism recommendation in the amount of $4,933.93.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Cullum, seconded by Alderman Rollmaker. Roll call vote.
Alderman Schultz?
Yes.
Alderman Corder?
Yes.
Alderman Cullum?
Yes.
Alderman Romaker?
Yes.
Alderman Miller?
yes.
Motion passes 5-0 with one absent.
Next item I have is the TEEP grant. I mentioned this last meeting that we were awarded the TEEP grant, the Transportation Alternatives Program, or Engineering Alternatives Program. This is for the passage of the bill to make it the formal agreement. So the grant's for $12,000 from MoDOT. We're going to take care of $3,000 of it and do a traffic study on Pinckney. So
Any questions on that?
Is that the entire study, 15,000, or will there be further?
So it depends on what we want to do for Pinckney, but this particular grant had a cap of 15,000, so that's what we put 15,000 towards it, and we'll see what we can get from it. If we need to do more, we can just add more money to that down the road. But the grant was specifically for 15,000, and they would cover 12. We covered 3. So that doesn't mean it's going to cap out there. So.
How long will that study take and to get our numbers back?
They have a very quick time frame on this grant, so it's going to be done by first quarter next year. So it's January, February, should be done.
What does that study involve? They just look at traffic flow?
So we haven't got the whole entire scope of the project yet, but we're going to look at traffic safety, traffic amounts, and pedestrian safety along that corridor.
Do you know, John, how long they take those numbers for? Like, I'm just thinking with school being out, that's when most of our traffic is obviously in the morning and evening, but.
Yeah, so they want to do, like slow numbers and obviously high numbers, and then they can add in the proposed growth in the area and that kind of stuff. So, but they should be able to catch that, being able to do that study in January, February, because they'll still be in school. We'll make sure and work with the engineer that's doing it to make sure that they're not taking numbers on Mondays.
Any other questions? I'll entertain a motion for first reading of bill number 85-23.
So move.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Rollmaker, seconded by Alderman Schultz.
An ordinance authorizing execution of an agreement between Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission and the City of Warrenton, Missouri for the Pinckney Street Safety and Pedestrian Assessment Project number TEAP077.
I'll entertain a motion for second reading of bill number 85-23.
So move.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Miller, seconded by Alderman Corder.
An ordinance authorizing execution of an agreement between Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission and the City of Warrenton, Missouri for the Pinckney Street Safety and Pedestrian Assessment Project number TEAP077.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Corder.
Yes.
Alderman Cullum.
Yes.
Alderman Rollmaker.
Yes.
Alderman Miller.
Yes.
Alderman Schultz.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0 with one absent.
Next item I have here tonight is just a reminder, candidate filing began today and will run through December 26th. And also a reminder that the office will be closed on December 26th, so it will be open only for candidate filing from 3 to 5 on December 26th. The other item is we have a Boones Lake Regional Planning Commission annual meeting on December 6th at 6 p.m.
December
December 6th. That's all I have.
Next, order from Finance Officer Megan, I'm going to butcher your last name. Help me out here.
Welder.
Welder.
Yeah.
That's how.
Pretend the A is not there.
Okay, Welder, I can do that. All right, thank you.
Good evening, Board and Mayor. You have the financials for October. So just to start with the revenue, we're up across the board year to date. If you look at sales tax, the general fund is $72,000 above budget, and the transportation fund is $40,000 above budget. The new marijuana tax began being collected in October, and we should start receiving those related funds in December. Next, moving on to the miscellaneous revenue. This is including the sale of the IDA land. Franchise is $28,000 above budget. Electric is actually up, but cable and gas are below budget. Permits, $35,000 above budget, and that's due to the timing on the new phases in Orange Blossom and Creekside. Water and sewer is $50,000 above budget in total. Moving down to expenses. Expenses across the board are actually coming in less than budget year to date. However, this is a little bit misleading for most of these accounts due to timing. So we're expecting a lot of these to catch up in the next couple months of the year. The police budget is below budget $94,000 due to vacant positions, and a portion of these unused funds are to be allocated to purchase a new police vehicle in the month of November. Water is $93,000 below budget in total, wages by $13,000, insurance by $36,000, repairs by $24,000, and meter purchases $19,000, and chemicals $6,000. Sewer is $72,000 below budget in total, repair and maintenance and consulting engineering services by $40,000, insurance by $17,000, and then electric is above budget by $5,000. You guys have any questions for me?
Questions? I don't believe so. Thank you. Next, we'll hear from Aquatics Director Lisa Kramer.
Good evening. For the months of October and November, we had 3,982 people come through the doors. That's 500 less than last year, and this is due to a water main break and a chlorine leak that we had that caused us to close our doors for a couple of days. We sold 34 memberships and renewed 26 memberships, and we sold 48 insurance memberships, which is up 33 more than this time last year. We had 84 people attend our first annual Monster Splash Party on October 30th. We had 22 people come to the Veterans Day Bingo, and we had 20 kids come to the Splash and Pajama Party back in November. A few upcoming events are tomorrow. We are having our Tadpole Tales. This is a story time and swim. We are getting our automatic door openers on Friday. And Saturday is Cookies with Santa. And we will be cookie decorating, making crafts, visiting with Santa, and a chance to win 16 different raffle prizes. There are 2 sessions, one from 9:30 to 11, and the other one from 11:30 to 12:30. Both sessions are sold out unless you all would like to come. You are more than welcome. I'll have an extra cookie for you. And then our next Splash and Pajama Party is January 13th from 6 to 10. We will be having pizza, swimming, snacks, playing bingo, and then hopefully all the kids will get picked up by 10 o'clock. Any questions?
I do not. So get off to easy tonight.
Thank you.
Next, we're from Ground Maintenance Director, Justin Knoll.
Good evening, Mayor and Board. It's been a busy, well, November's been busy for us, of course. We've completed all of our leaf mulching and cleanup at the city parks and city cemetery. We completed about 800 linear feet of crack repair at the Dyer tennis courts up there in preparation for some more repairs in the spring, some coating and stuff like that of the actual court. We had 15 trees that we removed from Binkley Woods. There's about 6 more left to retrieve from up there. We completed all the sprinkler repairs at the sports complex on the 4 field along the grass line. So those will be ready for new grass in the springtime. And complete all the holiday decorations. So busy, and more to come here in the next couple weeks. So.
Justin, how bad are we with the trees? Are we going to lose a bunch more?
Yes. Yeah, they're, with that oak leaf wilt devastating through the park, I think, just kind of projecting a short number, I think we'll probably lose at least 5 to 6 again next year, and then that number will probably continue for the next couple of years. And not only that Binkley, but, the pool park has a lot of, large established oaks that are starting to fade out slowly out there as well.
Are any of those being replaced?
We don't have a plan as far as like small tree replacement at this time. We've been using our tree remembrance trees to kind of replace some of these in the parks and stuff, especially like Dyer Park, and I think we've had a couple at the pool park go in, but they're not going in as quickly as they're coming out.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we're from Public Works Director Guy Jeevers.
Good evening, Mayor and Board. First thing I have is my monthly report. We did some water shutoff repairs, a service line repair, fire hydrant repair, and had one short call. I was on a private issue. During the process of lining sewer pipes, they should be done by next week. And then the boom stick water lines moving real well. It's going to slow up a little bit. They're going to start crossing the road and running into other utilities, but they're moving fairly good. Weather kind of slowed them up this week, but any questions on my monthly report?
Any questions from
I got a technical question. Can you explain to me what a street creep is?
Yeah.
Street creep is when you if you have a house that you come down the road and the house is at the end of that road, the road will push against the driveway and then also push against the foundation. So if we get a call that somebody's asking about the street creep, what we'll do is we'll go in, cut 4 or 5 inches of driveway out and put it in with cold mix asphalt. And that way it's got a cushion.
Okay.
And that have happened quite a bit on cul-de-sacs.
Cul-de-sacs, a lot of places where usually if the trash truck's coming down, it's heavy and it starts stopping, it'll push the road. It'll also push the road to the side completely too.
While we're speaking of trash trucks, have you had any complaints? I know on our side of town, the Dogwood Drive specifically, the trash truck drives right down the curb, and where the trash truck drives, it is heaved concrete gutter completely out of the ground. Does anybody else have that issue?
We've got a couple places. One place it started just out of the middle of nowhere, like it's been fine, all of a sudden asphalt dropping, but the curb's staying in place. So yeah, we got some few that need to be addressed. But I know what you're talking about.
We had that problem in our subdivision, and those trucks just weigh a phenomenal amount. And because of the way they are manufactured with that arm, the guy has to drive right on the curb to get that arm close enough to raise the can.
I was always told too, a lot depends on where the truck is on its route too. So if it's like in its morning, it might not be as heavy than it is towards the end of the day, where the truck's loaded heavier. I don't know if that's accurate, but I was always told that, and it would make sense.
Yeah. Yep. So I didn't know if anybody else was having that issue or not, but we are.
I have a question, Guy, that you might be able to answer. The repairing of the concrete curves as you like coming down Main Street out in front of Walgreens and Hicks Realty, what is that?
You talking about right here at 47 and that?
Yeah.
That's MoDOT cleaning up their sidewalks and that.
Kind of meeting the ADA compliance.
Yeah, the ADA compliance.
Okay.
They came here a few months ago and asked for right-of-way entry to do this project. This is that project that's coming now.
Any other questions for Guy?
Thanks, Guy.
Okay, one other item. So, for North Fork Southern Railroad license agreement, this is for the southwest sewer line. This is an agreement so we can bore under the railroad. License fee is $30,555. Risk management fee, $1,900. Total is $32,455. And this cost will be in part of the project. There's an ordinance for that. This is what they're charging us to bore under the railroad.
And that's not for construction, that's just the permit?
Just the permit.
How deep do they own?
Sorry.
How deep of ground does the railroad
Anything
own?
underneath it?
All the way to China, buddy.
I mean, let's just go 1 foot deeper and not pay them.
That's a crazy amount of money for a permit.
Yeah, that's an expensive permit.
And I read that.
We've done permits before, and it wasn't quite this much.
Non-negotiable, I'm assuming.
No,
Contact
good
with
luck.
nobody.
Yeah.
It's federally
And
regulated.
that contract is like, I read it, and it's like, anything that goes wrong is the city's fault.
Yep, liability's sake is off them. That's amazing.
Just a crazy
Ordinance
thing.
for that.
And there's no other option. We can't go up and over.
That'd be worse.
They own above it too.
And there's already a bridge over there. We can't just, hug the wall or something.
They own the box.
Anybody else got any questions on this?
Yeah.
I'll entertain a motion for the first reading of bill number 86-23.
So moved.
Second. Motion made by Alderman Porter, second by Alderman Schultz.
An ordinance authorizing execution of a license agreement between Norfolk Southern Railway Company and the City of Warrenton, Missouri for the proposed transverse crossing of a sewer pipeline.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading of bill number 86-23.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Miller, second by Alderman Rollmaker.
An ordinance authorizing execution of a license agreement between Norfolk Southern Railway Company and the City of Warrenton, Missouri for the proposed transverse crossing of a sewer pipeline. Alderman Cullum?
Yes.
Alderman Rollmaker?
Yes.
Alderman Miller?
Yes.
Alderman Schultz?
Yes.
Alderman Porter?
Yes.
Bill passes 5-0 with one absent.
I have one final question for Guy. Did you get an invite to the Cookies with Santa?
I did,
Good. I know you were really hoping.
but the PD's loaded with cookies, so over there too.
Oh, my.
Well, they've got a nice bunch of new people, so you better get there quick.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to close the regular Board of Alderman meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by McCullum, second by McCorder. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. We are so adjourned. Thank you, folks.